StockPulse News Debrief. In the mining sector, we've got Aben Resources. Aben trades in the Venture Exchange under the symbol ABN, and the OTCQB under the symbol ABNAF. As they've got the final results from the 2018 drill program at Forrest Kerr up in BC. I've got with me now the president and CEO, Jim Pettit. Hey, Jim, thanks for taking some time out of your busy day here. Got some news out today that kind of encapsulates the 18 program. Why don't you run through that and maybe take us through a year end and even an outlook into 19?
Well, this was the final batch of results for the drilling done this season. Started in July, ran through to late October. In total, there was 40. We've drilled now, 48 holes, including last year's. And what we did this year was expand on what we'd discovered last year. So it's been, in that regard, it's been a very good season because we proved that zone did get bigger. Not as big as we wanted it to. This latter part of the season, the last two batches of holes we put out were not the high-grade nature that the original holes were, the first couple batches we put out, but they were all mineralized, albeit lower grade. But then again, this is all very close to surface. It's within 120 meters of surface, and broadly mineralized. It's easy to say that if you look at the cross sections of all the holes, you can see there's a broad range of mineralization with very high grade spikes. And it'd be nice to see more consistency in it, but that takes time. This is really our first season of drilling, and one of the issues we did face this year was we didn't get our permit for additional pad locations until we had finished drilling, which isn't supposed to happen. You're supposed to have that permit within 90 days. We applied for it back in January, and beginning of February is actually when we submitted it, and you should have it within 90 days. Plenty of time for us to start the program. We did. Didn't hear from the ministry, and we were stuck with drilling on the same 9 pad locations we had last year. So that means your drill has to, you can't move the drill around where optimally you'd like it. You have to work off the pads you had. And the reason it wasn't issued to us, and that when we finally found out about it, it was a bit of a battle, but they stopped issuing permits because of the extreme fire season. But they didn't stop us from drilling, so we're still trying to figure out why the ministry, sat on it. Whatever. I mean, we did glean a lot of info. We've got a tremendous amount of info, as a matter of fact, with pierce points into that north boundary zone, which is the zone we had the really high-grade hits out of. I'm talking, 38 ounces or 38 grams over 10 meters, 62 grams over 6 meter type intercepts, and that we extended that to about 200 meters by 100 meters. That whole zone. And then it starts hitting more of the lower grade, down to 1 gram stuff. But like I said, close to surface. If we could have moved some of the pads to more beneficial angles, because we were using oriented core that gives us a greater knowledge of orientation and structure, so we can really get a handle on the structure, we would be a little farther ahead. But we've got all that info we've gleaned this year. It's a lot of holes we drilled. That's all being compiled now, putting into 3D modeling, and it's going to give us a lot of info for next year. Plus, what we've drilled so far is really a fraction of the total boundary zone. That is a zone that's, 4 to 6 kilometers long and 2 kilometers wide, and that's based on geochem. A lot of field work, and, we're looking at an area so far that's a couple 100 meters. We did hit a zone 1.5 kilometers to the south of us. That definitely warrants follow-up next year. So, that with plus the future targets that we're waiting to get to, next year is going to be a really busy year. Now, this year, while we were drilling, we did manage to finance. We raised $7 million during the drill program at higher prices, at 30 cents, and then some flow-through for Canadian tax credit purposes at 40 cents with no warrant attached. So we did raise a lot of money without serious dilution. We did manage to increase our drill program, which is going to give us that benefit of added information. And we've also got a geophysical survey that we did this year, and we can tell that we want to do more. And I think we're probably going to get in there in May next year before we drill with another more intense survey. It'll be a drone survey rather than helicopter. I've seen the benefit of the drone usage with some other projects and it's pretty phenomenal. So going forward, next year is going to be a big year for us. This year, we're wrapped up. We'll have a further wrap-up news release probably out early in the new year. We've got information coming out of our Yukon project from some trenching, a small program I did up there, which resulted in some extremely good results. That's coming out soon, probably in another week, if not after the new year. And then we've got a drill program lined up for late February, early March in Saskatchewan on another project called the Chico Project, which is tied on to SSR's big drill program they've been working on all this past year. They're drilling over 40,000 meters in total. And we've got an area right to the south tied right on to what they're drilling, so we'd like to see what's up there. There's some very good targets to look at and some good historic information that we've recompiled. So, we're not done yet. Lots to look forward to in the new year.
Okay, Jim Pettit, President, CEO, Aben Resources, ABN on the Venture Exchange, ABNAF, the OTCQB in the States. Hey, Jim, appreciate the update here and continued success, and catch up to you in the new year.
Okay.